Hi, my name is Stacy Skolton, and this is my course reflection for MIT 813. Like this flower, my skills and knowledge have blossomed and changed. It wasn't so much a growth as a change in how I looked at things. I was forced to look at non-traditional media as a tool for learning. The books gave me new ideas to engage my students. I learned how to use other forms of literacy, not just print forms, to help my students learn in creative ways. Renee Hobbs gave some lesson plans that would help students connect to the real world, to connect the lessons to the things that are interesting to our students. They also taught me a lot about visual literacy and digital literacy. Visual media would be classified as movies, television, photographs, drawings, etc. And being able to understand and think critically about what we see would be considered visual literacy. Digital literacy, on the other hand, is being able to understand and think critically about digital data. Digital data examples would be the internet, email, video games, online social media, etc. Both digital and visual literacy are types of media literacy. They're non-traditional literacy. We don't use them regularly in the classroom. Visual literacy is used maybe in art classroom, where students are taught how to look at art and look at what the artist was trying to portray, but it's not usually in the regular classroom. Digital literacy is starting to become something we use, but usually it's more of just games and such that we play. But as we get to know more about visual and digital literacy, teachers are learning how to use it to convey knowledge and allow for student creation. Some of the 5 essential elements to teaching digital and media literacy would be access, analyze, create, reflect, and act. Students must know how to find, use, and comprehend all types of media. Students must also learn to think critically about the message and what the author is saying in the media. Students must be allowed to express themselves effectively in multiple ways. It can't just be paper writing or test taking anymore. We've got so many different ways, making videos, creating PowerPoints, so many ways. Students must use literacy ethically. They need to be taught how to use it appropriately, how to be taught not to not to infringe on copyright laws, and students need to know how to critically look at their learning. Lastly, students must use the knowledge to make a difference in the world. Some of my reflections. As I took this class, it really made me think out of the box. There were so many activities that we did that I probably wouldn't have done normally in my classroom, but seemed to turn out really well. Also, there's so much stuff online that you can use to extend the core curriculum. Examples would be visual.ly, even our social media networks can be used. It also gave me a lot of practice. I had to practice and force myself to do these activities with my students. And in doing that, I really learned about how valuable they were. And I had to really think critically about what I was doing to make sure that I wasn't just doing fun activities, but it was actually meaningful for the students. Some of my best projects, I would say the first one was my unit. It really increased the students' abilities. I've been teaching the course that I did this unit in. I've been teaching it for 4 years. And that's 5 different times that I've taught the course. In those 5 years, 5 courses, this class did the best that I've ever seen any students do. And the students really enjoyed it, and they said they were helpful and that they felt like it would help them in their later courses, academic courses. The next thing that I thought was really good was the graphic collage that we made. I used mine using some people that my 2nd grade student would know, and it was really engaging for her. She thought it was so much fun, and she wanted to produce her own. We had so many different connections to core curriculum. I had her do writing. We did some reading kind of activities, and I taught her some visual literacy so that she can kind of look at pictures and look at graphics and look at them critically and use what she's learning to help her with her reading. And I really enjoyed the readings. Even though it wasn't a project, I really enjoyed the readings because it helped expand my knowledge on uses for non-traditional materials. I'd say my worst assignment was a Facebook monsterizer. It was just really, really hard for me to think of good connections to the standards. It didn't really seem to have a whole lot of usefulness or meaningfulness for my students or for myself. And it was really hard for me to get it to work in China because I have to have a VPN on to do Facebook, but I can't have the VPN on to do visual.ly. So it was really difficult to get it to work because I'm having to turn the VPN on and then turn it off, and very difficult. But I chose it because I thought, oh, this will be a pretty easy one, and I can connect it to the standards. So in retrospect, I probably should have done the timeline one instead. I created this course reflection using Renee Hobbs' book, Digital and Media Literacy, Connecting Culture and Classroom. Thank you for listening.